Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and whatever else is watching. My name is Nick and we are once more playing Danganronpa. Trigger Happy Havoc. A major spoiler warning for those who are new to this game, who are looking at this video to see whether this is an interesting game or just looking at this randomly clicked on this let's play to begin with this video and haven't seen anything beforehand. There is a major spoiler revealed at the end of the previous video, so I suggest, if you don't want to be spoiled, if you really want to play this game beforehand, I suggest you actually play the game yourself, because it's really good. Or you start with one of my earlier videos, preferably the beginning of this let's play, and work your way up from there, because this video has a heavy spoiler warning, because we are going towards the climax of this series. That being said, those who actually are familiar with the game, who have already played through it, or have watched a let's play already, or have watched my let's play up to now, well, I hope you will enjoy this video. So for those who don't want to be spoiled, I'll give you a little moment to click away. I think that should be long enough now. So what's in this video? Well, in the previous video, I said, the identity of the Mastermind got revealed, and it was quite a big surprise to me. Now in this video, we continue on that. Now we, instead of exploring who is behind the killing game, is why are we in this school, is the reasoning. What has happened to us? How come this all started? And what's going on in the outside world? And I must say that when recording this, I got really agitated during this part of the game, because previously the story writing and the story of this game has been excellent. I really enjoyed it. However, in this part, it totally gets screwed up. Actually, something they did in the previous video that was actually a key fact in this previous video, that Makoto tried to persuade everyone in believing it, now no longer believes it himself, as if it is completely new news. And that's the memory loss. It seems as if they have amnesia about having amnesia, and that is something that agitates me, and that will also last a little bit to the end. So my apologies for that, but it just is a little bit of bad writing on that part. However, I hope you can still enjoy the rest of the story regardless, and look forward to the end of this class trial. For now, happy watching.
We have been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear.
What the heck is that kind of voice?
If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world!
What the heck? What is this? Junko.
We've even drawn up the deed already! We will grant you honor, status, and some of our home cooking!
Are you 30 years old or something?
Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
I Are you British royalty or something? Okay, no thanks. Oh, it would be funny to see what this means. What this does.
Oh.
Okay.
Did you think I was being serious? Sorry. I was just messing with you. It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play.
Hey, I was messing with you as well. Yeah, it wasn't a serious answer to begin with, so... This is the Mastermind? Well, that last voice was actually a lot better. She's... the real Junko Enoshima?
Anyway, looks like I've finally been set free. Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day. It was like I was stuck in purgatory, or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know?
Face.
Huh? What about my face? What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined.
I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
No, I do remember seeing it. It was on the laundry cover, the magazine cover in the laundry. Well, she's been in a lot of magazines, so... I'm sure I've seen her too somewhere. It was definitely before I got to school. First day in main hall, before arriving at school. Either one of these two. Which one? Well, if I am wrong, the bullet time pretty much has killed me. Definitely before I got to this school. It was definitely before. I'm sure I've seen her since.
I got it! That's right! It was before I ever came to this school. I remember seeing the magazine cover.
Well, duh, she was the ultimate fashionista on a lot of covers and in a lot of magazines. Pretty much, yeah.
And you were on it.
I guess not so much Photoshop after all.
Wow, you have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it this far, huh?
So I was right.
She does sound a lot bored actually at this moment.
Then what you told me in the main hall when this all began...
I've seen her face on tons of magazine covers, but I feel like that doesn't quite match up to reality. Huh? Oh, are you talking about my cover photos and junk? Oh well. Well, of course, those are totally photoshopped. Photoshopped? Yeah, you know, edited to hell and back with like computers and junk. Oh, so they aren't real?
Sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along. Wouldn't you agree?
Jeez, would you mind not putting that hand in front of your face? Using a different pose or something?
That explains why she didn't quite seem the same. Because she was a different person all along.
I'm me, and Mukuro is Mukuro. She tried her best, but there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista. Two people can never become one as long as the walls of mind and body exist.
Really? What the heck are you talking about now?
Not even if they're twins.
Twins!
What?
I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it.
Mukuro and you are twins? Wait, what?
So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship. The older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute. That was...
Me! Junko fucking Enoshima!
What the heck? She goes from one emotion, from one mood to another. What do you have? ADHD?
And together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the Ultimate Despair!
Whoa! She's a totally different person now!
What the frick?
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell. I even get fucking bored with myself. But if you're twins, why do you have different last names?
Because they were adopted when they were infants.
Oh, that again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me to tears. Answering the same questions over and over? Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
But if she was your twin, that means you killed your own sister?
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. As if.
What? What?
Well, I suppose I'd better explain.
Wait, what? What? Why are you jumping all the way, all the time?
For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called Mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties. Because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family.
Really?
Leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. Such a disappointment. So, I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life. I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been useless to me that way. Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with. Of course, the fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem. She had what I call the 3 atrocities: atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive.
What the heck?
It was atrociously clear just how out of touch she was with the rest of society. Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste.
What?
And that's why you switched identities?
Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra unworthy of lines.
Jeez.
Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away. Which is precisely why I killed her, to meet everyone's expectations.
That can't be your only reason, can it?
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know?
Jeez, again? What the heck is it with your mood swings all the time?
If I planned everything out and knew just what was gonna happen, that'd be so boring. So, I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal. Just as I suspected. When Mukuro was killed, she must have been as surprised as anybody else.
This wasn't supposed to... Why? Me?
So, you figured it out? Well, you're right. There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance. But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
Oh, that was cruel. That was cruel.
How can you talk like that?
Jeez.
You sacrificed your own sister. How does that not even bother you?
Because she is a sociopath. A psychopath. She's psychotic to hell.
What? I sacrificed her? That's what's got you so hot under the collar? Jeez, misunderstandings sure are scary. We were the ultimate despair, you know? So we never had any kind of hope or expectations. Nope, I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all.
Really? Really?
When I was born, I cried tears of total despair. So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill. We're just those kinds of people. We can do anything. We've always been filled with despair, so when we do something, we go all the way and live without regret.
So you just murdered your own sister and didn't think anything of it?
That's not true at all.
Again?
We were twins. How could I not be sad? That's why it gets me so excited.
Jeez! Yeah, that... what the heck, Junko?
Killing my precious sister with my own two hands. That act is filled with so much despair. You can't help but put a super in front of it.
Jeez, how emo.
It's like super, 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 super despair. No, more than that.
That really sounds like Monokuma now.
Super, 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 super despair. It just feels so good.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And my sister too. In that moment of death, I think she must have felt that despair. After all, to be murdered by your own sister, and only as an example to someone else.
Jeez.
She must have died feeling such excruciating hopelessness.
Jeez.
I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous.
Do you have a death wish or something?
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of abnormality.
Look who's talking. But
Turning
continue.
your own despair into some kind of fetish. Abnormality doesn't even begin to describe it.
Like, Genocide Jill is crazy for sure, but this is a whole nother level of nuts.
I have to agree with you there, hero. This is really crazy.
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill the weak, right?
No, this is a completely sociopathic, weird ass, I don't know, horror movie?
So, I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant, hopelessly athletic. I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
No, you aren't. I'm getting really scared of you right now.
No, I don't think there's anything perfect about anything you just said.
It's all about perception, what perfection is.
Master's way more perfect. Because on top of everything else, he's got that noble blood.
What does that have to do with anything?
Don't you mean had that noble blood?
What did you just say? What do you mean by that?
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow!
What the heck?
You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
What the heck?
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer, so how about the next one? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memories. Then you can start gloating.
Damn straight, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to solve all these mysteries.
Jeez!
And then, we'll have our victory!
I can't wait!
Alright, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?
I don't think she stole anything. But... nothing, eh?
When the group pictures were taken, and those interviews, it must mean... I got it! It must have something to do with our entrance day exams.
Really?
No fair! At least give us a hint!
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. I already gave you a hint before. All the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things. Do you recall?
What the heck? Thinking back to what Monokuma Kuma's told us. The memories that were stolen from us. And what they must be related to. Class trials, the motives Monokuma came up with. The founding of Hope Speak Academy. The original motive. It's either one of these two. It's the original motive, isn't it?
I got it! You're talking about the motives you provided to try and get us to kill each other, right?
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important. It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad manners. So then, let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
Yeah?
Theme?
Huh.
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all.
Wow, a theme. Was there a theme? I thought there was a theme, but I'm not really sure what the theme was. The first one was about money? No. First one was about... the motive was family. Or people you were attached to, I think. Friends, family. Second one was secrets. Third one was... well, Celeste went for the money. And then in the fourth one we had... well, those were the only three. The other one was betrayal or something, my friends. So, is it identity or something? One's personal identity? Or connections to the outside world?
When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
Pretty much friends and family, not? Theme for the motive Monokuma gave us for the first murder. Monokuma gave us those DVDs. On my DVD was footage of my family. On Sayaka's was her and her friends. They had a dream they all shared. So for the first murder, the motive we were given was international relations? No. Love triangles? No. Human connections. Human connections.
I got it! The driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human connections.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys?
Yeah, she had all those weird... I really don't like this pose. It covers up half her face. But she also sounds so boring. As if she's bored, actually. So monotonous.
Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships. For example, your family.
And who were the others?
For example, your friends. I ruined all those relationships and showed you the results. It was to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill.
Actually, with some that actually really worked well. Sayaka really went bonkers after that.
But still, what a cruel thing to do.
Yeah, cruelty is pretty much your only thing that you can do.
You're the one that did it!
Yeah, Hina, say it to her. She's the one who did it.
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
Okay! Time for the next question!
Another one? Oh man. When are we gonna see the true her? She's flipping between personas here. Okay.
So, what was the theme for the second motive?
That was secrets, wasn't it? And personal regrets. Secrets. That's when we got those weird envelopes from Monokuma. Mine mentioned how I used to wet the bed. Gee, that's a big secret, and that's something we really need to be embarrassed about. So the theme that time was a meaning of life, the past, a strong heart, the past.
I got it! It was our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! That time, the theme was... embarrassing memories and secrets! Yeah!
Gee, how embarrassing. Interestingly, that Kyoko actually got an envelope because she couldn't even remember who she was. And that the envelope for Kyoko actually got something that is right.
And the whole reason Mondo did what he did was to protect his secret.
So, how long do you plan on dragging this out?
Relax, relax. Okay, on to the next question. So, what was the motive for the third murder?
Theme for the third murder was money. At least he presented with 10 billion. Reason Celeste turned to murder was, well, cash. She wanted to buy a European castle and live there with a bunch of handsome men. Dreams? Then? So that time the motive for murder, greed, popularity, new outlook. Well, it could be. Greed. I think it was greed.
I got it! It was money, wasn't it? Greed.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again!
Okay, why do you have to have that tongue just like Toko when she goes into genocide? Oh yeah. Meaning she is total psychopath. Overhyped psychopath. As if you haven't had enough ADHD going on here?
Goddamn straight it was money. Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
What's the point of all this? Why are you making us go through this case by case?
Because she wants to drag it out, perhaps?
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just one more to go.
The other one was betrayal, wasn't it?
Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
Betrayal or self-sacrifice? The motive in the case of Sakura's death was? What was it that made Sakura decide to kill herself? It had to do with Monokuma exposing Sakura's secret. So the theme of the motive in that fourth case was blackmail, secrets, betrayal.
I got it! In her case, it was betrayal.
Precisely. You see...
Why does she have mushrooms on her head in this case? Is that something, a Japanese thing, that total emo have mushrooms on their head? Jeez, no wonder those toads never get anything done.
Once I revealed Sakura's betrayal, that led to everything that came afterwards. Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly. How painfully delightful.
Jeez. When are we gonna see your true face, eh? Junko.
But what's the point? What meaning is there in asking those questions now?
Relationships? Secrets? Money? Betrayal?
Yeah, what's the connection in there? I don't really see the connection either. It's either very far-fetched or very on the nose, and I'm just looking over it.
These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
Yeah?
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world.
What are the other motives then, that you wanted to try?
In fact, there are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth.
Okay, for all the personas that she has displayed, this one just is plain weird. That voice, bleh.
They compel humans to kill each other, bringing despair to the world.
Actually, that crown is really idiotic.
This is what we refer to as the seed of despair.
Seed of despair?
I'm not getting it.
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the seed of despair also needs nourishment.
What?
And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope.
In other words, despair is nothing if it wasn't for hope. So that means hope is always the stronger force, isn't it, Junko? Because despair cannot even exist if it weren't for hope.
Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
Jeez. Tell something new, will ya?
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours?
I think she just wants to drag it out as long as possible.
Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
Isn't that something Monokuma does on a regular basis?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories.
Yeah, they all refer to the past. And our connections to them.
What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
Okay.
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope. Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
How could taking away someone's memories give them hope?
If the memories that they took away actually led you to accepting being locked up in here, having knowledge of the outside world, that you do not want to belong to that outside world again. Huh, that might be it.
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway.
Jeez.
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
No, that's something we created ourselves. We created that because we have a lack of better understanding. It's not something that you gave us, Junko.
What are you talking about?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place.
Yeah. But if we didn't want to escape school... Actually, no! That's wrong! Even if we wanted to escape school, the killings didn't have to take place because you were the one actually imposing the rule that you could get out by killing others. If we would just have opened the door and said, hey, you can go out whenever you want, killings would have never taken place either.
That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
Why would we not have the desire to leave?
The only reason we want to leave is because you took our memories. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that right?
Then I'm wondering what is in those memories.
What? Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to leave?
That makes us having knowledge about the outside world that we do not want to go back to. That's what those memories mean.
A most troubling thought, isn't it? But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow. So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint.
Crazy Eddie? Who's Crazy Eddie?
Really? Then hurry up and tell us.
If you don't interrupt her, then we can actually hear it.
Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
Okay. The outside world?
You mean the world beyond the school walls?
Pretty much.
So something really did happen out there.
And what did happen?
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You wanna see what's out there?
That would be nice. But is it the truth or is it a lie?
I wanna see too.
Wait, you don't know it either?
See your faces sink into despair.
Really?
Now then, open Behold, the world beyond the school walls! This is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
What? Monokuma has taken over everything? What the heck happened? No, this can't be the truth. Everything Monokuma? No freaking way. No way.
What the?
Dangerous. The world has grown so very dangerous. That's what this means.
How do I think that it is you who are actually longing for something to remain in the school? Everyone of your fellow school students, you wanted them to keep here because you, as a fashionista, who are supposed to be the trend, the hype, the fad, has blown over. Your days of popularity have gone, and that's what you wanted to reclaim in some way or another. However, you couldn't, so you got angry, and now you're reacting on everyone else. Isn't that maybe the right thing to do? To say? Because I have such a hard time believing that is the outside world. I think this is just another one of your tricks.
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense!
It makes sense if you think that this is a trap for her set to not make us want to go to the outside world, to sink into despair.
What am I looking at?
False imagery, perhaps?
This is a scene from a movie or something, right?
Could be.
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it.
Why? We should recognize it? What about it? Should we recognize? Did we create it ourselves? This whole thing is insane.
That world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you.
How did she take the memories in the first place?
If you can't remember, please just try. Do your best to try and recall.
Recall what?
Better kick your brain in the ass, because it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die.
Is this the truth or is it not?
I don't remember. Ain't a fucking excuse no more. Because now it's time for the final class trial.
Wait, another class trial? Jeez, how many class trials do we get? I thought this was already the final class trial. Genocide Jack's memory. Photo of Kyoko and Headmaster. Group photo.
Come on, bitches. Remember or die. What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything. This is the end for all of us. What other choice do we have?
Actually, there is one who can, if I can't remember, is it all over? I think Genocide Jack is the one who can remember everything this time. I mean, how can she show me something so completely incomprehensible and then just say remember? Every single one of us has lost our memory. It really is hopeless after all. Did Genocide Jack lose all her memories? They were separate from Toko's, remember? No, wait! There is a chance that she hasn't forgotten.
Come on, bitches! Remember or die! What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy confusing video you showed us,
Can we
I don't
actually
understand
trust
a
our
damn
memory?
thing.
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering? Nobody can remember anything.
No, it's wrong. Actually, she might remember.
Who might remember?
Jill.
The other token. Genocide Jack.
Whatever they did to her, it probably affected only one of them, because there's only one body. And that means when one person is active, their memories are active. So the other one is dormant, so whatever they did to that person's memories probably didn't, well, it might not have carried over to the other one.
The two of them share certain kinds of knowledge, but their memories aren't linked, right?
I see. If their memories are separate, then even if one personality is forgotten, there's a chance the other may still have those memories.
What do you say, Toko?
Are you telling me to swap places with her?
If you value your own life, if you value a beating heart, yeah.
No! Absolutely not! That'd be like forfeiting my entire identity!
Why?
Toko, you're the only one we can rely on now.
Wait, she can sneeze on command?
Da, 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 da! It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer! Boy, she just gave in like it was nothing.
Yeah, it's Byakuya who asked, so that's why she gave in like it's nothing.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately. Do you know anything about this video?
Huh? What video?
The video that Junko just showed us, but you don't remember that she showed us because Toko actually watched it.
The video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Junko! Oh yeah, you haven't met her.
Oh, I'm the Mastermind.
Oh, nice to meet you!
What the heck? Chill! How can you be so cheery?
Nice to meet you too.
That's why you never drive into despair, Junko. She just thrives on everything weird that you're trying to do.
That's enough! Just look at the stupid screen!
Aye, aye, Roger, you got it, Captain!
Well, is it the truth or isn't it?
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but... Of course it does!
Why? Is that some kind of school production that you made?
And you remember all the stuff it's showing?
Of course I do!
So you didn't lose your memory after all.
Then you might want to clue us in on a lot of things, okay?
Then why didn't you say something earlier? I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know?
If we don't even know that we have to ask those questions, how can we? Okay, I'm shutting up.
Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
She's just making things up? Maybe, maybe not.
More importantly, if you really do remember, what is it?
Huh? What's the matter, Master? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
What's the tragedy?
A tragedy?
Oh no! You seriously forgot? Maybe I can help you remember with a kiss.
I think if you just talk to him, he would remember it more clearly. If you try to kiss him, he would probably want to drown out the memories that he has right about now.
Just answer the question. What happened out there?
Well, I can't really say if it happened or if it's still happening. But it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
Jeez, that's something we already knew! What?
Why is that phrase coming up now?
That's the same phrase that Alter Ego had on his laptop.
Because it's all because of that event.
What event?
What is? Are you serious? I'm talking about the way the world is now.
And how is the world?
Now?
The world's been destroyed, get it?
And how did it get destroyed?
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago.
Yeah, that's what we knew
It
also.
was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it.
What was it?
I guess you could say what happened was man-made.
And how was it man-made?
But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster.
What, did some kind of crazy fad try to happen? Did some kind of singer again had an Emmy that they actually didn't deserve?
Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
Oh wait, the Emmys are for films. Well, singers can become actors as well. But Jill, you're still not saying anything new. It's something that we had already deduced chapters ago.
And as a result, in basically no time flat, the world turned out the way it did, and that's that.
How did the world turn out the way it did?
That's all there is to it? Come on! There wasn't a single concrete description in there!
Yeah.
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics.
Was that in Toku's memory then?
Miss Morose saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
Because she doesn't remember it anymore. Somehow Junko and Mukuro took away their
We
memories.
already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
I couldn't live up to Master's expectations! To die! To die! This is the true tragedy!
Then try to think hard. Hey, you know what? Maybe you can try to fix her memories.
Okay, that's enough of your little lover's quarrel.
You stay out of it.
Whatever happened, it doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right?
Actually, it does.
The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome. In other words, the world has ended. That's the important thing.
Is it? How the world ended is pretty much the important question here. Because if the world ended with just a weird fad, weird craziness, well, we might be able to stop it. Is it the disease? Or is it something that is just a matter of perspective whether the world has ended or not. Because if it is that all the people who went to Hope Speak Academy, who were very important back then when they went here, because they were ultimate something, and when they start to graduate they were no longer ultimate something, or they just did not matter anymore, then that's a very big case of just getting over it.
How can the world just end? It's the world.
And you're still standing on it.
Calm down. It's okay. There's no need to panic.
Yeah, because if the world actually did end, then all the reserves that are in here that would need to supply us for the rest of our lives is also limited.
Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway, so the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Jeez.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being ridiculous.
I have to agree with Byakuya on this one.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous, I have another ridiculous story to tell you.
Why is this another one of those metaphorical Japanese where you have to be vague and just fill in your own gaps thing? And then everyone just needs to come together and everyone is angry when the story seems to be totally different when the creator reveals it.
It's the story of the Togami Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
What? What did you say?
Okay.
I'm glad to see you took the bait. You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
Jeez, Toko, for once. Stop with the mood swings, will ya?
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Togami family?
Well, let me guess. The Togami family fell, the Togami family fell, or the Togami family fell? I think I go for the Togami family fell. Okay?
Correct! Well done, peasant!
Who are you calling a peasant? You know, I think I like Mikuru a lot better.
But I didn't say anything yet.
No, I selected an answer.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it!
Ay, the mood swings again.
Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles.
Jeez. Junko.
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer. Pretty innovative, don't you think?
But do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think I might be sick?
You know, if you try to kill us all, I'm gonna kill you with us. You know what? Why don't you kill us all? And you'll be stuck here alone if that's the truth. And you get bored even faster.
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
Somehow that kind of gives me a certain satisfaction. Did that statue of his, or the pedestal that he was standing on, getting kicked out from underneath him? I must be just as sadistic as Junko is right about now.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
I can confirm that his entire family has died. Even the distant relatives. The Togami name has perished.
Gee, how did that happen?
Stop with these idiotic jokes!
Would you calm down, Byakuya? You're going into despair and giving exactly what she wants.
And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of divine punishment?
If the world is really about to end, then why bother broadcasting it? Why bother with all these charades?
You must learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
They couldn't possibly be gone. The Togami family is destined to guide the world.
Oh, get off that pedestal, will ya?
Hell, there is no world anymore, remember? It got fucked a full year ago.
Hey, we're going around in circles right about now, and it is kinda annoying.
But hold on, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't make sense.
Junko, whenever have you made any sense? As Monokuma, you were always a weird ass.
There's no way that happened a year ago.
You already confirmed that you had memory loss. So, you may have lost your memories for more than a year. Remember, you lost your memories for at least till you began school. But how long was it ago that you began school? Was that more than a year ago? 2 years ago? Maybe 3 years ago?
I mean, we only came to this school a few weeks ago.
Oh, facepalm! Makoto! You just stated it yourself! You have lost your memories! You were very adamant about it at the beginning of this trial! That we were missing memories! How many memories do you think you are missing? 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes? How about years? Jeez.
If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago, then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Because the world-ending event didn't happen then. You lost more than a year of memories.
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Yeah. We don't even know how long it was since we arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
No, we regained the progression of memory just a few weeks ago. We already stated that we had memory loss. Kyoko even stated that she pretty much had lost all the memories of her entire life. She didn't even know who she was until recently.
A few weeks ago?
How about a few years?
Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
That's what they are saying. This time I have... How come this time I have to side with Junko? Isn't she the bad guy in all of this?
Huh? 2 years ago?
Really? Didn't you get it at all?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
Wait, what? Gee, Makoto, how can you be so surprised about that? You've been kind of adamant about it from the beginning of this trial. That you lost memories. 2 years ago? What? There's that?
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
That your memory loss spans at least 2 years, not a few hours or a few weeks or whatever.
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth.
Especially because this is what I find weird. At the beginning, they were talking about this interview they had with the headmaster and photographs that they made that were fake or real. And then everyone already started to accept that they were real, that they had memory loss. The entire premise of Junko's revelation, being the mastermind, was, well, had its foundation in that. So why are they now suddenly like this? Okay, I know you just saw a cut earlier on. That was when I had to do some social stuff, some, well, even I have a social life. And this recording at the moment is actually a couple of days later. But even I remember that it was just 2 hours ago when they started this trial. And now they are already having memory loss about having memory loss? Jeez! How corrupted is their memory? They were even stating that Toko was the only one, or Genocide Jail was the only one that might have not been affected by memory loss. How can the trial go this way for those people? Seriously, what kind of logic progression is in this?
And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God. So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
All the memories of the time they went to school, here at Hope Speak Academy.
Now, answer us! Answer with all your heart and soul!
How are we supposed to answer?
She already gave that answer! It was apparently 2 years, pretty much 2 years of your life were taken away.
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Okay, from here I kinda expect this stupidity. And to be honest, Hina as well. But Makoto, Kyoko, Byakuya, you three are the smart ones here. Toko is crazy. Still, we have to answer somehow. Jeez, why don't you repeat the answer that she just gave you? You've been going around in circles anyway. If we don't, everything ends right here. The memories that were stolen from us. If what Junko says is true, if we first came here 2 years ago, but the rest of us only remember getting here within the last few weeks or so. So the memories she took from us, the tragedy, the entire past, no, not the entire past, because otherwise you wouldn't remember anything from before coming to this school. You wouldn't even remember going to the school. The entire past is something that Kyoko could attest to, but even that is lifted. It's your life at Hope Speak. Jeez!
I got it! If we accept that what you say is true, then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
Wait, do you mean that you're already way too old then? Get past a certain age limit? Jeez.
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
And you stop calling us peasants. You know, I really like Mikuru a lot better.
routine again?
Hero, why don't you just shut up for a while, will ya?
You've lost 2 years worth of memories?
If they can take a few hours. Because you accepted that because of the video evidence on the DVD. Of the pictures. These pictures were taken, I don't know how far apart because they weren't even in the same situations. One was in a school, everyone posing. The other one was during a class time, and one other was during some, well, sports time outside. Really? Is it so weird to think then that they can't have taken a lot more than just a few hours or a few moments that you cannot remember? Even Hifumi started to mention, we met before we met. He started to remember.
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy.
Jeez.
And that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life.
Again.
That's not possible!
Yeah, I keep thinking that. I want to think that too. I don't want to believe it. And suddenly you don't want to believe it. First you were so adamant that everyone had to believe that we lost memories. Jeez, now I'm starting to get pissed at my own character. At the character, the main character of this game. You know, after Junko was revealed, it was as if there was an entire new set of evidence. As if there was an entire new story behind this. There was just... How can this be such a 180 in Makoto? It should have been calm underneath it. Maybe a startling revelation that it is 2 years instead of perhaps weeks or months. But it was actually years, but now he's actually doing this. But that's nothing but our desire. I don't want to believe, I want it to be impossible. But if it's the truth, then we have to accept it. Oh, great. Lock a notebook, headmaster.
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
This is all just
That was
surreal.
Plus, if 2 years have passed, how freaking old am I?
really?
Everyone's so conflicted.
Okay, it's a locker notebook and Hero is the one who made the wrong statement. I don't want to believe it, but I know there's evidence that reveals the time as students we lost.
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
No, that's wrong. Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why's my name written on it?
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor. If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
Are you sure about that? Or isn't that just memories you lost?
What's is something wrong?
It's his handwriting, and he realizes it. I hope he does, because otherwise he is dumber than ever.
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt!
At least he's smart enough to recognize that. Well, he did have a good handwriting.
But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing!
That's because those are the memories Junko took from you. Or did Junko take it?
No, no way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak.
And the photographs also kinda corroborate that.
But somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
Hers. It's Kyoko's.
It's mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it. But just like Hiro, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
Are you sure about that?
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Partially. We don't know if it's 2 years. Or a year. Or what the tragedy actually was. The only way to prove that tragedy is by opening the front door and letting everyone see outside for themselves.
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery's solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here!
Isn't that what you wanted?
Shit, man! I've never been to a funeral! Hell yes!
You've got several corpses upstairs. You can make a funeral. Well, several actually. And one of them is your own sister. But then again, that's something you don't care about, do you?
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on? How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right? And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
And we still have no freaking clue what that event was. Only that it was tragic, that it was awful, and it was the biggest in human history. Jeez.
Right before everyone's eyes, the world came crashing down.
What? Was there an economic crisis where banks crashed and everything? I think we already had that one.
You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game.
Hey.
Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Do you even know that? Of your own volition? Is that what you want to say? That we did that to ourselves?
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
Oh. Or is it something that could end up killing you?
What?
We are bored of this world!
Then kill yourself.
Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out.
Of course they do. Because doing great things, or big things, isn't always a matter of actually doing them. Sometimes the small things that we do are bigger than the ones that leave us remembered in the hearts of thousands.
This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
Then get out of this world! Jeez, no one's stopping you!
What are you talking about?
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you. To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair?
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves. I'm sick of expositioning all this shit.
Jeez.
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
The day we stepped in the door until the day we woke up. That's where it went all fuzzy. Where our memories come apart. Is she talking about the moment where we must have lost our memories? I can only think of one time. Just after I set foot in the main hall for the first time, and that was when I fainted. When I got my acceptance letter at the entrance ceremony.
I got it! The moment I lost my memory. I can't think of any time other than that day. When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall. When I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh?
Yeah. Guess we want to figure this out.
So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right?
I don't know if he passed out or that's just where we woke up.
And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that?
Pretty much, because everything else in here only tells the time of day. Not the time of year or the time in calendars. It's just a clock and we don't even know if that clock is correct. And everyone looks pretty much the same as they entered, either way, or well, it could be. But then again, on high school, shouldn't you have a very stimulating growth? Well, Junko and Hina may have had stimulating growth.
I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on a desk.
Not to mention drooling.
I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
Yeah, and were your memories entirely from your conception?
You got it, honey. 2 years of memories? Poof, gone. Which means, of course,
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time.
Something Hifumi also stated.
Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other,
But by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school. That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other.
Yeah, if the memories of friendship are gone, then there is no more friendship.
And it was also you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated.
Of course, everything we long for is in our memories. We want to go somewhere because it's in the memory. So if you take that away, yeah, we want to are longing for that again. Jeez, but were you the one who took it away?
What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
How did you took it away, actually?
You're the one who set things up to be like this!
I love you all so much.
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly.
Yeah.
It's only natural that I would fall in love.
Wait, what? What's she talking about now?
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it. All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all mankind.
Seriously? And that's what's the tragic event? The ultimate despair? All mankind?
Let's go back in time 2 years, okay?
Okay.
To when everyone first came to this school. School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness.
And were you happy? Junko and Mukuro?
Oh boy, it was just the worst.
Of course it's the worst.
Everyone was enjoying themselves so much. You were all having the time of your lives.
But that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year.
Okay, what happened in the second year?
Because after that, an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity.
And what was that soul-crushing despair event actually?
The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy.
Okay, Japanese stories about this. Okay, and this is something I have to say, and this is something I notice in many stories from Japanese soil. They hammer in this same thing over and over and over and over in a very short amount of time, without actually making any progress. This is just dragging out the story for no reason other than just dragging out the story. This is not good writing.
All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception.
Does that mean, are you referring to that room upstairs, that classroom?
The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
Oh.
What are you?
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history, and the ultimate despair that caused it. I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro.
No, I think there were more people that were involved. Seriously, only Mukuro and her doing all this, even all those elaborate rebuilds of executions and everything, and restoring everything to its rightful place, cleaning everything up again. No, there has to be more to it, especially if it all has to take in a single class trial, and she also has to operate Monokuma.
Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say it was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing. Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon.
Yeah, something I can agree with that. There are many people here who actually make political careers based on the despair of others, on pointing scapegoats for the things that go wrong in their lives, pointing out, actually telling others that other people are responsible for their problems. Instead of saying, hey, maybe we should look at ourselves, what our problems are, instead of just trying to reach for our hand to other people and ask them for a solution.
everyone is capable of it. And now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
I don't see despair as the enemy, because despair also means there is hope. And because despair cannot exist without hope. And however, hope is only intensified due to the possibility of despair. And is given bigger meaning due to the possibility of despair. So I still believe in hope. And I don't see it as my enemy. Just a driving force to hope even more.
I just don't understand why.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
Okay, so let's get back to the story.
Okay.
Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only survivors.
Really? We were the only ones? Weren't there other classes that also had something?
The members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
Are you sure about that?
And then, something super neat happened!
And what was that?
Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once!
Okay.
So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter!
Yay! So that means the metal plating on all of the windows. And the huge ass metal door. So why are the guns inside instead of outside?
That's right! It was transformed into a shelter! Ah, I said it twice!
Oh, just shut it.
Now, someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison.
Yeah, but if it was a shelter, then we were allowed to leave.
Do any of you know who that might have been?
You mean the headmaster? The Prime Minister! Of course, no, the headmaster. We've been drilling that for a long time already.
I got it! Could only have been the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy.
Kyoko, reel it in for a while, will ya?
He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us. To protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside. That's why he asked us to make that promise. To say that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Really? Does that... How can you be a hope when you lock yourself away? If you want to be a hope, you need to inspire people to hope. By just sticking our heads in the sand is actually the only way we ensure that despair actually prevails.
Yeah, the headmaster put that much faith in you.
Oh, it was a lag of faith.
And because we had that same hope, that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake. It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea.
Because you're the ones responsible for the despair tragedy thingy, whatever it may be.
He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe
Became our prison.
became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair.
Jeez.
I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
Did it?
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits. Under the headmaster's direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
That's what she pretty much means, yeah.
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
Wait, we also forget... We did the forgetting for ourselves? But how come the Monokumas were in here and how come the data center and the control room were like that? And why was there a morgue set up like that? Not to mention that flesh-eating plant can be really well.
Once you finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work. And thus began the killing game.
How did you take away the memories? Or how were the memories taken away in the first place?
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
Global despair plan.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
You let us live, so we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
That's pretty much what she said, yeah.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because this was so much more than a simple high school deathmatch. Rather, it was a method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
Really?
What are you saying?
You're now locked inside here. What do you know of the outside world yourself? You're just broadcasting it. Maybe the outside world has started to just get back to normal. There are sparks of hope everywhere there.
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left out there. A few souls unwilling to give up hope. So I thought I should show them, which is why
Well, why don't you tell me?
What the Mastermind did to show everyone in the outside world. That was... Hangman's Gambit. Okay. Huh? Hijack. Maybe? Yep. Okay.
Now I understand. You're talking about you hijacking the airwaves, aren't you?
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
What makes you think that broadcasting this is actually causing much more despair? Maybe it's even getting hope, because we beat every single one of
To
them.
show the world the murders taking place at this school, which was meant to be a symbol of hope.
That was the whole point of the ultimate despair. When I said climax, that was what I was talking about.
Really?
The world watched as you fell into despair and began to kill each other one after another. Despair is as contagious as any disease. Any hope left turns to despair.
Isn't the power of television just amazing?
No, not really.
By the way, since we started broadcasting, a whole bunch of people have tried to come and rescue you.
Really? And because of the defenses built around the school to make this serve as a shelter, they were actually turned away, weren't they?
Are you serious?
But Utilizing the heavy weaponry I installed around the school grounds, I had no problem expelling them.
You installed? Seriously, how can this be a 1 or 2 person job? This should be an entire organization. There's no way that 1 or 2 persons can build something like this. They can inspire, yeah, but it still takes a workforce. It still takes effort. Especially 2 frail women can do this. Well, okay, maybe they are not frail, but I don't see them doing this alone.
Expelled them? I have to thank you all. They were a relentless bunch, refusing to give up on hope and trying to force their beliefs on the world. But in the end, I was able to give them the final despair. Death.
So you just used us? To bring despair to everyone in the outside world?
Well, sure, but I also gave you a second chance at life, right? So it's like, give and take.
You sure about that?
Give and take? You're so full of shit!
And there's a reason I chose you guys to survive when all the other students were dropping like flies. I mean, we built up 2 years of memories together. You were all my treasured classmates.
Sorry, that's a lie. I just figured you'd despair even more when you found out a friend had betrayed you.
Well, that's a good one. That's actually a good one.
And that's the truth, which is what you wanted, right? So, does it make you feel utterly lost and hopeless? You solved the mystery, but despair at the truth, right?
No, not really, because first of all, to really know whether it's the truth, you need to open the door and let everyone out.
Don't tell me. Did you seriously count on the possibility that we would solve your mystery?
And if we did, then what? Our final desire for creating this world of despair was so we could experience one last class trial. If you were bold enough to solve the mystery, only to discover that the truth was utterly hopeless,
There is never anything utterly hopeless. Because if it is utterly hopeless, there is no despair.
how would you react? What would you do?
See? Discovering the truth doesn't necessarily lead to a sense of hope.
Truth can be full of despair, too! Like right fucking now!
No, actually not. The only despair that I get is that I don't get to know what that tragedy actually was, and that it's just this big hyping up because they can't actually figure out what kind of tragedy can really cause a worldwide despair. And being called out for bullshit. That's the only despair that I have at this moment. Okay, truth, full of despair. That's...
Not to mention, all those motives I talked about were totally meaningless.
Really? They were already I couldn't actually see a bigger picture behind that one, yeah.
I mean, with the world having ended and all.
Meaningless?
Then we
Yeah, we killed over nothing.
We've been murdering each other for nothing?
Yeah, that's what you pretty much said.
And think about it. You chose to lock yourselves up here, then started murdering each other to get out.
Yeah, but we forgot that we chose. How did that actually happen?
We weren't just random strangers either. We were classmates. We'd spent 2 years together.
joke, even though I can't laugh at that.
Why not? That's the only one that is actually making fun at this moment. Come on, laugh, laugh, laugh!
We get it. We get it, okay? You're totally awesome, right? We get it already.
Oh, cheer up, will ya?
So help us! I'll do anything! Just help me!
How about staying in here forever because we chose to do so?
A peasant begging for his life? Oh, how delightful! We've never witnessed such a travesty firsthand.
Yeah, hero, why couldn't you do that in the locker room or in the dressing room earlier when we had to get that laptop off of Genocide Jail? Why did I have to do the begging, okay? Or at least Makoto have to do the begging because I really don't know if he is a true representation of what I would have done. He's a doormat who likes to be used by everyone.
But I'm sorry to say, begging doesn't work on me. All I want is despair, and there's no reason for it. And since there's no reason, there's no argument against it. There's just no understanding it. No argument, no understanding. What better definition of ultimate despair could there be?
Actually, I can't think of any. Okay.
Wait, hold on. You've just been going on about whatever you feel like, but there's no real reason for us to believe anything you have to say.
Sure.
Huh?
You say the world's fallen apart, but I haven't seen it for myself.
No, it was just images on the screen.
So I don't acknowledge it. I don't accept it as the truth.
Until you see it with your own eyes, truth and falsehood overlap one another. In other words, you're not unlike Schrodinger's cat right now. Is that what you're saying?
I have heard the term Schrodinger's cat a lot actually. I've never actually bothered up and tried to look up what that means. Sorry about that.
If so, what then?
We can't even actually say if they are properly using it here.
Are you saying you won't accept the truth until you can go outside and see for yourself?
Yeah, that's pretty much yeah.
Well, you better not. You go out into that world and you're all goners for sure.
Then I'm a goner, okay? I'd rather be a goner out there than a goner in here.
Trust me, I'm not lying about any of this.
Then why are you trying to keep us in here for so hard? Because if it were the truth, how much despair would it bring if we were actually seeing it with our own eyes?
Well, even if it's all true, I refuse to give in. I refuse to lose to you. For the sake of everyone you've killed.
Huh? Everyone I've killed?
Yeah, you pretty much did this killing game. You motivated, you started, you edged everyone on. You're ultimately responsible, Junko.
What are you talking about? You're the ones who killed them.
I didn't kill anyone. I simply gave you a little nudge in the right direction.
And
that's a confession that you actually did.
And that's all it took for you to start killing each other. You're nothing but bloodthirsty animals.
That's why anyone was murdered here, peasant.
Oh, please.
Say what you want about hope, but we're all creatures of instinct, right? Despair comes naturally.
Yeah, if despair comes naturally, then hope comes naturally as well. You did say it is two sides of a coin.
Hell yes! That's funny as shit!
No! This isn't just some game to us. It's murder! Plain and simple! You stole our memories, invented reasons for us to do it. You pushed us all into a corner. It's all your fault.
Finally he starts to get a backbone.
You certainly have a talent for passing the buck, don't you? That must be your hope, huh? But we don't have much time left to keep up this banter. We have to draw things to a close soon.
And why is that?
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the vote, of course. You didn't forget about that little rule, did ya? Oh, and also, since this will be the last vote, I decided to change the rules.
And what would that be?
What?
You guys so full of hope, and me so full of despair. I've decided to have you vote which one will be punished. If even one of you votes to punish Hope, well then, I'll consider that a win for me and punish everyone on the side of Hope.
Even if it's just one person?
Oh, but don't worry, I won't be voting, of course.
Even if you don't, you've still got the upper hand in all this.
How come? Vote for you for Hope and she goes. Jeez, even if you're lying. Just vote for Hope then.
It's okay. Nobody would actually vote to kill themselves, right?
Byakuya, you've been awfully quiet lately.
Oh, let me just mention one more thing. When I win to punish you guys, you'll have to stay here till you grow old and die. No fighting, no killing. That's your punishment.
What? Okay. Okay. So if we win, then everyone dies?
You mean we just...
We'd have to just live here?
She's saying she'll let us live.
Yeah, but what is she doing when she decides to lose? Kill everyone?
If you're not happy with that, then go ahead and punish me and make your way to the outside world.
Enter a world fallen from grace, where only despair exists, where you'd likely be dead within a day.
Is that true?
What are you saying? So no matter what, we're doomed.
This is another trick, Makoto.
Wait a sec! I just got hit with an inspiration bomb! Dying of old age is boring as shit, right? The audience at home isn't gonna dig that at all! So, here's what'll happen. One of you will get to experience an instant, super impressive punishment!
What? You can't just...
Do you mean to say you'll execute one of us?
Oh, and who is that going to be?
And I get to decide who's gonna have to suck it down! Makoto, you're up!
Really?
Me? Yeah, you've been acting up, causing all kinds of trouble. I hate you!
So, in other words, if the rest wants to kill Makoto or wants to kill Junko.
So let me make this clear. Everyone has two choices in front of them. If a single person votes for Hope to be punished, then only Makoto will receive a harsh punishment, and the rest of you will live here in peace.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
What I'm saying is, if you sacrifice Makoto, the rest of you will get to live out your lives.
Sacrifice me? But that's...
What? Has your resolve softened? Have you lost confidence? Are you afraid of being punished?
Yeah, I don't know how stupid Hiro or Hina are. Or how stupid Toko is. Kyoko I have my confidence in. Bianchi, I don't know. Either. Hiro can be a real big idiot though.
Don't you have faith in your friends?
No, that's not it.
Actually, now it's the time to be stoic, Makoto. Take a page out of Kyoko's book and say, yes, you have faith in your friends.
It's okay. You're right to be afraid.
Because she wants you to despair. This is just another trick.
It would seem all of those around you have realized the futility of going against me.
Do they?
Guys?
It's so beautiful. Your lovely faces, eroded by despair, have come together as one.
Oh boy. They are really so easily... Even Byakuya, who has been touting his own horse about how great he is. Jeez.
Besides, Kyoko, you could never betray your father, could you?
You wanted to break all ties with him, didn't you?
What?
I mean, the headmaster's only wish was that all of you would survive, right? That's why he tried to trap you all here after all.
And that was the biggest mistake. Because if you want to trap, if you are excluding hope for everything and everyone, then yes, the world is going to end. Hope is something that needs to be inspired, that needs to be sparked. Take that spark away and you get despair, yes. Or if you want to case that spark, just cover it up. But hope is a spark that needs to be there. Directly where despair is. That's what it's the biggest mistake to be in here.
The least you can do is try to honor your dead father's wishes.
Kyoko!
One person's despair is enough to seal your fate. Isn't that just the most hopeless outcome ever?
So, who do you think's gonna give in? Whose despair is gonna sign your death warrant?
I don't think I care. None of them are.
No one. Nobody's gonna give in to despair! We're not gonna lose to you!
A family can be rebuilt. A legacy can be rebuilt. The Togumi Corporation can be rebuilt. Kyoko and Toko now actually has a future outside. All her genocide Jack cases are thrown out of the window. They no longer matter apparently. Because of everything that's going on. Hero, I don't know what is up to you. Even Hina can have a future. And Kyoko, how does this... I thought your father was intelligent. Oh well. Oh, we finally get to see her a little bit in a regular face. No persona this time?
So boring. Stubborn till the very end, huh?
Finally.
Well, that's fine. Then let's just hurry up and get it over with. It's time for the final vote. Everything will come to an end. Your stupid hope.
And your stupid life.
The final vote. This is it. The ultimate confrontation. I have to show everyone. I have to make them remember. I have to convince them not to give up. To live in despair? That's not really living at all. Make your argument. Photo of Kyoko and the headmaster?
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy. By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab. If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
Meh.
All of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair are waiting. So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die? Is that what you want?
Huh? There's no hope left in the world. When you sleep, it's on a bed of despair. The world is in despair. You are in despair. Okay, this one is tricky. If I don't do something... Oh, what? Letting it run out actually hits? If I don't do something, everyone's gonna be consumed by despair. You claim there's no hope left in the world, but if despair is contagious, like you say, then so is hope. I'll use my own hope to plant seeds of hope inside everyone else. Oh crap!
We won't give up.
You just die. Is that what you want?
What?
Shoot!
Wait, what? Ah man! It's a couple of times that the button registered something different than I was actually doing. Has the bait come to a close already? Has the development brought you splendid despair? It did, didn't it? Of course it did. You're not utterly hopeless, and my victory is desperately complete. And with despair in your heart, you know what time it is. Are you ready? It's punishment time!
Is this really the end for all of us?
What do you say? You want to give it another shot? Of course. First I didn't know what to
I
do.
refuse to give up yet.
So Kyoko is the only one that's actually really the tough one. But I have to... So make your argument. Okay, Kyoko is the one that is actually the hardest.
We won't give up.
But you can't do that until
long
you've
as
got
there's
the
hope,
rest.
we'll
And
never give up.
please register
If I were
the
to die,
correct things, will ya?
that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
Don't try to absorb
Don't
it.
lose hope now.
All my fortune-telling senses are telling me not to leave this place. But to live means moving forward, right?
Yes?
So even if it's hard, even if we're scared, we don't have any choice, do we?
No, we don't.
I want to keep on living. I want to open the next door. There must be something new waiting for me. So that's why, no matter what, I need to get out of here. The whole fortune-telling thing doesn't matter anymore. What matters is my own gut feelings.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die,
That would be the end.
I've decided to have faith in my...
By the way,
the only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Don't lose hope now.
I've been thinking about all this. And I was thinking, at a time like this, what would Sakura do? You only get stronger by taking adversity by the horns. Confront that thorny path with enthusiasm. That sounds like something she'd say, right? No. I think that's definitely what she'd say. Which is why yeah! I've made up my mind!
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
By the way, the only reason we're okay is thanks to the say whatever you want. I've made my decision.
If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
Meh.
Don't lose hope now.
I don't care either way. I'm fine with whichever one is more interesting. Actually, I may not look like it. I always hated school. Hell, no matter how I look, still hate it. Oh, but no matter what, Master has to come along with us.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Which we can
Say
use
whatever
to...
you want. I've made
Well.
my decision.
If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
I can keep on living as long as I have my master's love.
All of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair are waiting.
Don't lose hope now.
What's the matter? You're not actually trying to encourage me, are you? Ridiculous. It never even crossed my mind that I might give in to despair. But don't misunderstand me. I couldn't care in the slightest what happens to you. I just have to keep my word. I swore I would end the life of the Mastermind. Besides, the Togami family isn't dead, because I'm still alive. So until I can restore the Togami family and bring it greater glory than it's ever known,
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die,
Okay, Kyoko, you're the last
that
one
would be
now.
the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Say whatever you want. I've made my decision.
If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
I can keep on living as long as I have my master's love.
All of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair are waiting.
I already said I would claim the Mastermind's life, by whatever means necessary.
So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die? Is that what you want?
Don't lose hope now!
I didn't really know my father, so I can't pretend to know what he was thinking.
Didn't you say he was intelligent, but you wanted to cut ties with him anyway?
But even if we're just connected by blood, there's one thing I am sure of.
Actually, that didn't make any sense, the last thing that I said. Okay, never mind, forget that.
He would never want us to abandon Makoto and choose to stay here. I can't explain why exactly. But if I'm sure of anything, I'm sure of that. Just because we don't actually know anything, does that mean we can't understand? Could it be that... No, never mind. So, Makoto, I don't think you wound up at this school because you had good luck or bad luck.
I think Makoto was the ultimate hope.
I think you came here for a different reason entirely. You came here to bring down the ultimate despair.
By displaying the ultimate hope. That would be cool.
You came here to confront despair without ever giving up. And if that's true, I think we could call you the ultimate hope. What do you think?
Yeah, that has a nice ring to it.
What the hell are you?
Someone who's always positive, looks it by the right end, and confronts despair. Because that is what hope does. It confronts despair. It's a spark, it's a small light in a darkness that is despair. And despair can never win from hope anyway. The ultimate hope has been added to the fruit. What the heck? Are we even getting more?
So uncool. Your stupid faces, the stupid things you've said, the stupid way you all treat each other. It's all so uncool, so unhip.
Oh great, now we're getting bullet time with Junko, isn't it?
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Lame, 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 lame!
I'm not any kind of elite anything. Hope isn't the talent you develop. But I still... The moment of truth, bullet time. Ah, great.
You suck! What do you want? So uncool! You dare to stand against us? Hope is a joke. Who are you? Your idiocy ends here. You're gross. Suffer from despair.
I just love despair!
You suck. What do you want? So uncool.
You're unbearable!
Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Would you like to die?
You're gross. Suffer from despair. Everything is pointless. Suffer from despair.
I just love despair!
Everything is pointless.
No.
Despair into tomorrow.
Hope keeps on going! I refuse to give up. I refuse to get bored. I refuse to throw it all away. I refuse to despair. Because all I have going for me is the desire to keep moving forward.
What's going on? What's happening?
You're losing! That's what's happening! Yeah, a couple of C's. Still a B? Well, I did better than I thought, because especially there were some tricky ones. Really, especially with that hope one, that was really totally weird. Because I had a button that I just tapped, the triangle button, and then it started to scan, or I wanted to scan hope, and then the cursor wouldn't move towards it or something of it. I don't know what it was. The first time I did that, the second time went pretty easy, a lot easier. But it also sucked that actually you lost hearts on that one with the hope part. That was not so nice.
It looks like we've reached the end. I think it may be time to vote.
Yeah.
We just gotta pull the lever, right?
Right.
Good. I'm ready to go.
Let's put an end to these trials. Put an end to the killing. With our own hands.
The hell?
Indeed.
You've lost, Junko.
I lost?
I lost? Me? No way! Yes, and now you've got to step on your own punishment.
Well, that's just...
It can't be! You still don't accept it? Even the ultimate despair herself is vulnerable to the onslaught of despair, it would seem. Yeah, apparently she had a little bit of hope to see everyone that. So that means she was filled with more hope than she actually thought she was. How nice to see that. But there's no use trying to fight it now.
Well, that's just... totally the best!
Wait, what? Oh man, please don't start drooling as well. Huh? Yeah, my reaction as well. What the heck is up with her? Is she just as crazy as Toko?
So this is despair.
That means you also had some hope. We came to this school 2 years ago, created our incredibly detailed plan. I even killed my own sister for it.
And now
To come this far and fail at the very end,
true despair.
it's the most ultimate despair. That's kind of redundant. So you were actually just looking for your own despair. What are you talking about?
And now
Don't you see? I was so hopelessly desperate. I was bored of the world the moment I was born. That's why I've been looking forward to this so desperately. This once in a lifetime experience. It's my first and last colossal despair. Here at the moment of death. To have the chance to taste of the highest grade despair. The utter failure of my dreams.
true despair.
I am so hopelessly happy right now.
Huh?
Wait, is she enjoying this? Anyway, so are you prepared to admit defeat? You think I care whether I won or lost? Either way, it doesn't change a thing.
Totally the best!
Outside is only despair. Inside is only despair. No matter where you go, despair awaits you. That's not true.
Not possible.
You're wrong. Huh?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Let me tell you this right now. We no longer fear despair.
Okay.
Because we've decided to enter the outside world with hope. Yeah, Makoto totally seduced us over to his side. I don't think I need to repeat that one. I never really thought I would like that laugh. Everyone!
Hey,
You said that the despair is contagious as any disease,
however,
but the same is true of hope. All you have to do is look at us to see how true that is. Kyoko.
No.
Ah! Stop it! Stop! I hate those faces you're making! To see those awful looks causes me nothing but pain. I thought you liked that. Despair.
There's one last thing.
Fine. Let me just say one last thing. If you guys want to get all hung up on the word hope, that's no skin of my nose. But just be warned. From this point on, one despair after another will stand in your way. No matter where you run, no matter where you hide. Maybe you'll find some hope, but there is a very fine line dividing that hope from bitter despair. Knowing that, you still plan to cling to your hope? Damn, you're actually still trying to fight it even if you lost it, didn't you, Junko? Of course, because we...
It's fine, it's fine.
Shut up! Shut up! That was a rhetorical question. You interrupted my monologue. Seriously, are you dragging this out because you don't want to be killed? I'm almost done though, so whatever. Because it's almost punishment time, right? Do you really intend to go through with this? That was the agreement, right? Hold on. It's not like I want you to die. You don't have to.
Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it!
What?
How many times do I have to tell you?
The act of living brings me no hope at all. All I want now is to taste that despair of death that you only get once in life. So,
Don't get in my way!
yeah,
So this is how the despair of death feels. It's so wonderful. Even a tenth of this despair, even 100th. I want every last soul on this planet to taste such despair.
jeez, have you gone crazy, and how would you want to try to do that?
I want the entire world to die with that despair in its mouth. Okay, let's do this.
Jeez.
I've reserved an extra special punishment for last. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
She actually is going through with this? Junko has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. How can she survive all of those to go through that? What the heck? And that's how everything came to an end. The final class trial. Junko and Oshima, the ultimate despair. Life at Hope's Peak Academy. It was all over. Monokuma hair tie present. Yeah?
Danganronpa.